Good evening, Brawlhalla fans, it's Raidhyn, and I am back with a new kind of special twist on my normal 1v1s. What I'm going to be doing is playing through each character in the roster and kind of talking about the differences between all of them and some of the skill sets and concepts that you want to use when playing them. So we're going to start off with Bodvar for this. We're going to be doing a best of 3 series against MiSfit, my longtime sparring partner, and we will be getting started here shortly. So yeah, Bödvar is kind of the flagship character of Brawlhalla. He was, I would imagine, based on the art that I've seen and even the name of the game, you know, he's a Viking, he's a badass, and he is one of the early characters. So if you look at his stats, you'd see that he's got pretty well-rounded stats. He's a little bit on the slower side. But he's got good attack, he's got good attack speed, so, you know, he doesn't stand out in any particular area, and he's much more of like an all-around character. So, we're going to be playing here against MiSfit for a minute, and Bodvar has a sword and hammer combination. So, his signature moves, and we saw one right there, like this, they're quite good for being able to, kind of pick people out of the air. They're pretty damn good for edge guarding as well. So, and then his second move here is the sword, or his second weapon. So the sword, as you know, is one of my favorite weapons, and that's his signature move right there, which is kind of a sword combination with a grab. Yeah, we're doing all right here so far. So MiSfit, I believe, is trying to learn how to play Sentinel, and he's doing it with mixed results. So Sentinel with the blades is an interesting character, and he's got some very interesting moves. In fact, we recorded our first 1v1 where I was playing Sentinel and kind of learning the character for the first time, and it was really interesting. So, oh man, MiSfit is just making this really complicated. But yeah, Bödvar's a really good character. I feel that between the hammer and the sword, he's got good potential for both 1v1 and a free-for-all and 2v2s and that kind of thing. Just because the hammer tends to be more useful in 2v2s, where you have more of a reason to throw your weapons. Oh man, MiSfit with these down kicks. He's been practicing, and I gotta say that I think we're back to that 50-50 arena area. So if I can pull out a win here, I'm gonna be kind of shocked and surprised. Alright, trying to dodge. What we've kind of discovered is that these dive kicks tend to have a lot of priority against pretty much any other move in the game. So if you're playing and you are trying to fight unarmed against an armed opponent, the dive kick, which is just down light in the air, kind of out-prioritizes just about everything else, at least as far as I can tell. I think it's because basically in this game, one of the things I've discovered is that anything that hits on a diagonal has the tendency to, and there's a signature move from Bodvar, which is sweet. I love that sword pickup, but anything that hits on a diagonal seems to have higher move priority just because of the way that the hitboxes interact with each other. So it's kind of interesting, and I think that's part of the reason why the dive kick has so much priority, is just because of that diagonal benefit. See, you can see right there. And we're able to throw the bomb afterwards. So there was some discussion recently on the forums, that kind of, the Scheme discussion forums, that kind of led to me wanting to do this because, you know, somebody was complaining that the characters weren't different enough. Everybody has the same weapons and the same moveset, and it's just really boring. But, you know, I think there is enough difference there to make it interesting and entertaining, because, you know, if you, just between the weapon combinations alone, it makes it kind of interesting enough, in my opinion, for the mix-ups. You know, like, Bodvar has a sword, but Roland has the power lance, so You know, just those two things in combination with one another make it pretty different to play. And I think it, you know, I would like to see the character design go deeper at some point. You know, I think it would be nice, but I don't think it's necessary by any means. I think that the way that they are now, as it stands, is just fine. But we'll see. Like maybe we'll get more signature moves over time. Oh, and he picks me up. I didn't realize that the hitbox there. Again with the dive kicks. Alright, able to get the toss. Just trying to focus down a little bit, because I would like to win these matches. I'm not just playing these incredibly for fun. You know, I'd like to kind of prove out that you can win with just about any character. And one of the things that I have discovered is I really like the layout for this map. I think that it's pretty interesting to have this map where you've got the kind of the gap in the middle, just because it adds like this kind of interesting element of gameplay. Oh, and he gets his attack out just a little bit faster. We're able to drop down and take advantage of that quick air. And this center platform here is really where all the action is, in my opinion. Like, that's kind of what makes this stage a little bit more interesting than, say, you know, the Final Destination one, of which it was compared to. Immediately, they were like, oh, one that's entirely flat, but, you know, there's... Oh, man, I'm taking a lot of damage from these blades. Alright, we're able to chase pretty well. Alright. That's not so good. So one of the things that's interesting too about this drop down is you can use it as kind of a shield against projectiles. Oh, caught me before my hitbox went underneath. Oh, and the roll, the extension on the amount of active frames on that Sentinel special move makes it so that you pretty much can't, dodge through it. But we're able to take the first match, which is good. Let's say GG, because we're trying to encourage a lifestyle of GG here. It's a life of good game. That's the kind of, that's what we're trying to create over here. So let's give him the new number, 9729. We're just starting over because MiSfit said that he needed to restart. So let's set our rules back to normal. Another interesting thing that came up on the Steam discussions recently was people saying, you know, hey, you should make all these changes to 1v1. You know, make it so that there's only one weapon and you take out all the gadgets. And, you know, I think if you did that, you would be really losing the heart of Brawlhalla. Like, Brawlhalla isn't about like technical combos and all that kind of stuff. It's about being able to adapt to situations on the fly based on what the game gives to you. You know, you want to be able to you want those gadgets on the map because you know people are gonna we're doing it right now. I guess he didn't realize that we were doing best of 3 at this moment, but that's okay because it's more about Bodvar than anything else. Well, do your damnedest this time. Have at me. Do your worst. I highly doubt you'll be able to take down this bear a second time. Will it be possible? Probably. Bödvar's not one of my best characters. But I do like playing with him. He's, you know, if you look at his stats again, like, he's got pretty all-around average stats with the exception of his attack, which is a little bit higher, and his signature moves are incredibly lethal. If you can actually catch someone out with one of them, which of course is a challenge, excuse me, in 1v1s, you're almost guaranteed a kill if they're on orange health or below. Like, his signature moves are godlike. So it's something I think that makes him unique enough just in that right. But like I was saying about 1v1 and why we play it with gadgets on and the rest of it, you know, I think the reason is because Brawlhalla is really fun. It's not meant to be like this kind of static, like, oh, I'm gonna move and try to, you know, poke at you until you make a mistake and then combo into you for 50% damage. You know, this isn't Street Fighter, people. Like, I feel that a lot of the competitive depth that comes in Brawlhalla is related to the amount of shenanigans that you're able to pull off during a match. You know, it's being able to adapt to things on the fly. It's being able to control the map space based on where you think your opponent's going to go to try to pick up weapons or gadgets and all that kind of a thing. It looks like we've got a short standstill here. Let's find out what's going on. Good. Is everything working? Just toss out a little victory dance here. Alright, and I think we're good to go. Alright, so there's Bödvar's signature move coming out right there. And we're able to pick it up again, which is pretty sweet. So yeah, I know MiSfit's been practicing up some new characters. He traditionally plays Hattori, but I know he's been trying to extend his cast of characters based on you know, just, I think partially just from seeing me being able to pick up a lot of characters, and it helps a lot with matchup knowledge as well. Like, if you know the other characters well, you're going to be able to play against them better if you're familiar with their playstyle and moveset. Like, Nai, for instance, is kind of slower, heavy hitter, and she's got some really interesting signature moves. Wish we could have caught MiSfit out there, but we did not. Let's just slide over here, grab ourselves another weapon. No, I can never seem to get this. There we go. There's the down heavy attack. I can never seem to actually be able to pull that off. I've seen other people use it to great effect, and for some reason I can never seem to get the hang of it. But we did land one there, so that's good. All right, looking all right now. We're just gonna try to keep chasing down. So what's interesting about playing against people with blades is that blades have really good diagonal priority. You know, there's the attack coming out from Nai there. And her signature move, because of all the active frames, is something that people can use to great effect just because of the fact that it stays for so long. The problem is that if you use it and you don't trap someone in it, like we saw right there, it is incredibly easy to punish. So it's something you kind of want to be a little careful about. Oh, we did not release that early enough. So we're just trying to control the weapons here. And we get a signature move, which is awesome. I've seen people even be able to use the hammer move statically, like this down B attack against people who... See, it's like all these weapon shenanigans here. Like, you would not be able to do that if you turn them off. So... I like the weapons on. I like the gadgets on. I think it adds some depth to the game. I really do. I would not want to play without these. See, look at that. That wouldn't have been possible. We wouldn't have been able to punish that hubris, the outright gall of this man. All right, and we're able to punish it again. So yeah, that's one of the things that you do have to be careful with. And, you know, in free-for-all matches, as I saw again last night, like, it's really easy to be able to just abuse the crap out of your heavy and signature moves, you know? Like, you can do that when there's all this chaos going on and you have people covering for you, like, you know, distracting the opponent. But in a 1v1 scenario, if you use it incorrectly, you're just gonna end up getting punished. And you know what? That's dangerous. Oh, we get hit. Let's keep tossing the projectiles. If you can't tell, like, I like to play a certain style that lets me use everything on the board to my advantage. So if that means that I'm picking up extra projectiles, you know, if I'm using all the weapons at my disposal, I will do that. And see, like right there, I knew MiSfit was gonna wanna go for the weapon, so I chased after him accordingly, and was able to kind of partially prevent that from happening. He went and picked up another one. Oh man, and I missed the punish that time. And we're able to pick him up and toss him down. Alright, so this is going okay. We've got a sword now. I'm starting to try to anticipate these dive kicks a little bit more, because they keep happening more frequently than I would like them to. Oh, and the signature move coming out. Oh, I was hoping that that would go and kind of like blow up and do something crazy, but it did not. Alright, dodging around here. Let's see, come on Bödvar, can we end it with a signature move? Can we end it with a signature move? Oh man, it would be so sweet. Alright, come on, Nye. Yes! Oh, that felt delicious. Alright, so that's Bodvar. Best of 2 set, or best of 3 set right there with Bodvar coming out on top. So if you think this character is pretty cool, do try him out. I think he's very viable in 1v1 and in 4v4 and is a lot of fun. So yeah, this has been best of 3 set with Bodvar. If you like this video, please hit the like button, subscribe if you'd like to see more, and I'll see you next time for more Brawlhalla.